Hello Libra, welcome to Demella Universe. We are Vel'Astri. Thank you so much for joining us. This is for the Sun, Moon and Rising sign of Libra. And Libra, these are messages from Sun God Ra. We have worked with Ra's energy for quite a bit. Beautiful, powerful energy, divine masculine energy, very high frequency energy. And Ra is here to assist you, to empower you, to living your life with authenticity, with integrity, each and every single step you are taking, honoring who you are, without excuse, without any deviation from your truth. This is a very powerful energy, and Ra is saying it's time that each and every single step you take, every single action you take, is aligned to you, aligned to your path, aligned to your destiny, that you may finally start experiencing who you are. For you are royalty, you are divine, you are a sovereign being, and it's time that you start experiencing yourself in this way. So here's Ra to shed some light in some area of your life where you are to align more with who you are, where you are to walk your path, walk your talk, and truly align to the divine being you are. Beautiful beings, we have a bit of housekeeping happening at the guest house today. Thus, please, we apologize for any sound you might hear, any additional noise you might hear through this. Okay, through this reading. Okay. Okay, so house, and what we're receiving here is, okay, thank you. What we're receiving here is, it's time for your home, your household, to align with who you are. Whether you're an individual being and you're living alone, single rather, and you're living alone, and we're all individual beings, aren't we? Even if we're in a collective, we're individual beings having this collective experience. So, but if you're a single being living alone, your home needs to now reflect you. Your space needs to reflect you. What you want, your vibe, your mood, your beliefs, your way of living. Spirit is saying so many of us move away from very conservative households, very rigid perhaps in culture, tradition and religion, to finally free ourselves to live in a space where you are feeling free and you're feeling at peace. And yet when you are in this new place, you are still continuing the habits and the situations, you're still continuing to live the way that you did when you were in that restriction. Abraham Hicks says, wherever you go, you take yourself with you. And that's a message I've always felt strong, especially when I observe some people around me who have left. Personal message, we know a dear friend of ours who was brought up in the same town that we were, and they have also moved now to Cape Town. But we see that they still live in survival mode, in fear living, in fearful experiences, in those lackful energies. They have left that town, and yet they're still living as though they're in that town, even though they have a whole different experience here they could be experiencing here in Cape Town. And it's been about maybe 5 or 6 years, and it still hasn't changed. And also, my niece has come down to study now here in Cape Town, and I let her know. I said, we're going to give you some space for you just to be in your own energies in order for you to release the programming of home. And she's really enjoyed it. We connect and we do chat, but for the most part, we have said we wish you to feel that we're not even here, so that you feel completely free. We don't want you to feel that you're under surveillance. We don't want you to feel that you now have to explain yourself to anyone, because her home situation was with beings who are very micromanaging and incredibly emotionally and mentally manipulative and abusive. So for her to now be in a space where she is free, where she can express who she is, where she can be independent within her emotions and her own frequency of being, is very important. So for a strong message here for those of you, even those of you who are in a relationship or who have children, it's time that however your household is running, for it to run within the newness of you. See this for souled house. That's where I want an extra message. I'm like, why are you saying sold here? Why does it feel like it's a new property? And Spirit's saying, so many of you have moved into a home and yet you're still living a life of the past. It's time that your new home reflects now a new way of being. It's time that your new place now reflects your new way, whether it be your own new traditions, your own new beliefs, your own new way of being, your own new expression. Spirit is saying it's time for the frequency which you called a home, wherever you feel it's your home, to reflect you and no longer be stuck in the past or stuck in energies which no longer honor you, which no longer serve you. This aligns with the change of your luck and your fortune. This brings in new energy. Ra says it's not, you can't just talk your talk and talk how you are this way and that way, how you are this spiritually open-minded, and yet the way that you live in your home is repressed, is restricted, is suppressed, is limited. That distorts your energy. That which you are and that which you believe is for you now to implement. It's time for you to walk your talk in how you then operate also from your home, from your household. Many of you are still operating through the eyes of your parents, the eyes of your culture, the eyes of tradition, of religion, which no longer serve you. So in your own space, even now your children now need to follow these rules which you don't even believe in, these regulations which you don't even believe in, but because it's to honor your parents, to honor grandparents, to honor this, to honor that, to honor what people will think, to honor what the neighbors will think. And Spirit's saying it's time that you shed those old ways, those old belief systems. It's time that you liberate yourself to the fullness and the freedom of who you truly, really are. It's important that the space you call home, this is your base. This is your place of ease. This is where you come back to unwind. This is where you come back to release the energies of the external world. This is where you come back to anchor, to restore, to recuperate, to rejuvenate, to relax, to unwind, to heal, to create, to live, to express yourself in the fullness of who you truly are. And it's time that this space, this home, this place truly reflects the love that you are. It does not help for your home to be as conditioned as your workplace. Even though Spirit is saying your workplace, it's also important that you align your work experience with the truth of you. But just for the sake of this reading and of this reading, it absolutely does not assist you to keep energies of restriction in the place where you are meant to have ease, to keep energies of limitation to a place where you're meant to be limitless, to keep energies of stress and unease in a place where you're meant to heal, where you're meant to be free. Why would you restrict yourself? Why would you imprison yourself in a place of freedom? Why would you put bars in a place where you are meant to feel most at ease? It's time that your household, the place you call home, becomes your own personal sanctuary, your family's sanctuary, your partner's sanctuary. It's time that you allow a sanctuary which reflects your truth, your way, your own tradition, your own culture, your own beliefs, your own spirituality. It's time that your household reflects you. This then brings in the fortune, the beautiful experiences you have been wanting, you have been asking for. You are limiting yourself, you're restricting yourself by imprisoning yourself within an experience of other people which is not which doesn't serve you. We trust that you understand what we are saying. A lot of you have left very abusive households, and yet you are still living in that abuse emotionally and mentally in the new space you're in. A lot of you have left very religious, rigid, or culturally rigid, or traditionally rigid households which didn't allow you to express your truth, and yet when you're home you're still living by those laws and regulations. You're still reacting to it. You're still pretending. You're pretending for people. You're pretending for those who are not even there. And Spirit says it's time that you stop creating for pretense and for presentation, and you start living for self-care, self-nurture. Really look after yourself. Your home is to look after yourself. Your household is where you look after yourself. It's not where you create a whole reality show for presentation. Release that kind of way. It doesn't serve you. It keeps you limited. You do not want to live in an illusion. You wish your home to be a place of your most abundant freedom. Thus you get inspired for all that you want to do. You get inspired for your career, inspired for love. That's number 17 on this card. Number 8. Finally, the energies you are giving out come back to you. It is very important that you allow yourself a sanctuary in your home space. Okay, very interesting message there. And it can be minor things, from a major thing where you are still living or you're still running the household as it was run in your childhood, which doesn't serve you, to minor things where maybe you are just restricting yourself of what you really want because you're afraid of what your partner will think, you're afraid of what your children will think, or you are restricting what your children can do because of how you grew up, and now they're afraid of being their truth. There's a restriction, a limitation, there's a falseness in some way or other you're operating in your household, in your home experience, which needs to be looked at, which needs to be resolved. It's time that you allow ease in all spaces. It's time that however you are being in your home, in your household, truly reflects your love and no longer reflects the illusion. Yes, death and rebirth. It's time for a complete transformation. You are this is the card that represents a phoenix reborn, the butterfly. And Spirit saying, why, if you're now a butterfly, are you still living with the rules of a caterpillar? Why are you a phoenix still stuck in the old ashes? Why are you this new, evolved, reborn being, and yet you're still living with the rules, regulations, and parameters of the past that no longer serves you? And yet you are wanting more, yet you are seeking more, yet the more you are seeking and wanting cannot come if you are still operating on an old operating system. It cannot work. It does not work. For you to experience the new, you need to be anew in all situations, not only as an idea, but practically. You need to now live that new energy in your new household. You need to now live that new energy in that home. Be the freedom, be the liberation, be the beauty that you are within the experience of your home. Allow your home to be your sanctuary. Allow your home to be your space of freedom. Thus, you allow that energy to be in all spaces. You are your home too. So wherever you are, allow yourself this energy. But this really feels, especially because of the house energy, that is specific to a lot of you in just how you are in your house. Your home, your living environment doesn't actually reflect who you truly are. It reflects what society has deemed you to be, and that is to be readdressed for you to truly honor in your energies. Your energies are baking in that space. Your energies are maturing, are marinating in that space, and yet that space doesn't serve your energy. So now when you leave that space and you go to work, now that you leave that space and you interact with people, now whenever you do anything from that space, it doesn't honor you, it doesn't serve you. It creates a splintering of energy, it creates a conflict. And so what you want can't come in. I'm looking at this red here, all this red in this card, and this red here, your foundation, your root chakra. It's time that your place of stability honors who you are. Even if it might upset your partner or whoever it is you're with, it's time that they understand who you are. It's time that you allow them to explore who they are, and for them to explore who you are. It's don't restrict each other. Because look, Queen of Pentacles, yes. Ooh, these cards are slippery. Queen of Pentacles, yes. For you to honor your worth, honor your value. This is earth energy. This is you being your creative self. The divine feminine is the creator energy, creating within your worth, within your value. It's time that you allow your home space, your home, the way that you run your household, the way that you are at home, to be honoring your worth, honoring your value, honoring your beliefs, honoring your love, honoring your truth, honoring your existence. It's time that you honor you in all spaces, and it's time that you create an ecosystem that honors you, a sanctuary that honors you. Then you start receiving that which is of your worth and your value. You are blocking your abundance by operating in a way which doesn't align with your abundance for the sake of culture, tradition, religion, whatever it might be, family, friendships, peer pressure, society. You are blocking your abundance by not truly being your true existence. And look, Libra, this is your energy. You're coming out of your own reading. As above, below. As within, without. The reflection, the scales. It's time for you to balance, because as you finally allow yourself to be at home with you, the scales balance, and finally everything works out in your favor. And she carries the sword of truth. It's time for you to be in your truth where you are. This balances the scales. Number 11 goes to a 2. Balance. When you allow yourself to finally align to your truth in all spaces, in your household, in your work, in your own way of being, in your home, in your sanctuary, finally energies come through and everything works out in your favor. The reason why things aren't working out for you, the reason why things are being delayed, is because the space you are honoring, the space of home where you're nourishing yourself, where you're nurturing yourself, is not truly reflecting who you are in just your beliefs, in your being, in your frequency. And it's varied. It can go through maybe you're not particularly religious, and yet you have religious things in your home in order so that when your family visits you, they don't say anything, but it doesn't reflect you. You still do certain traditions which aren't really what you believe in. It's this keeping up appearances. Keeping up appearances. And Spirit says it's time that you stop keeping up appearances and start really being the truth of who you are, for that energy to be reflected in all of your experiences, especially when it comes to your place of home. Because there, when you do this, now look, you've got the King and the Queen of Pentacles. This is very significant. Not only are you creating and receiving in your worth and your value, you are now doing and operating in your worth and your value. This is Spirit saying, look at how powerful you are when you align your home with who you are. Look at how resourceful. Look at how wealthy. Look at how stable. Look at how abundant. And the red again, that root chakra, stability. The green, your heart chakra, divine love. Look at how powerful you are. Look at how stable your home is. Look at how wealthy your home is. Look at how at peace you are. Look at how beautiful you are when you align everything with who you are. Not keeping up with appearances, not doing things for the sake of what family's going to think, what people are going to think, what this person's going to think. And stop letting fear keep you back. You cannot lose yourself. The universe is saying, Spirit is saying, you're not going to get punished for changing your belief system. You're going to get punished for changing what you feel. If what you're doing is honoring your truth and your love, it can only become an honoring for your truth and your love. Don't give in to fear and to fear and guilt. Fear and guilt seem to be the primary operation for this energy. Fear, guilt, and survival mode. And Spirit saying, why on earth would you call a place a home when you are fearful, operating from guilt and survival mode? That is imprisonment. That is a prison. That is a battlefield. That is not home. It's time that you honor your home by allowing ease, allowing love, releasing all the nonsense that doesn't correlate, that doesn't relate to who you are. Because it is literally nonsensical for you to live an illusion in your own place of security. There's no security there. It's not a home. It's just a house. And there, 3, the Empress. Yes. Then now you are living your true creative power, divine feminine energy. Finally, the abundance you're seeking wants to come in. And for some of you, you've been wanting to start a family. And Spirit is saying, start with yourself. Come to your stability before you start a family. And a lot of the energies is, Spirit is saying, a lot of the frequency of the soul that wants to come through is a higher frequency soul and doesn't want to come through to an illusion. This is a soul coming into the Aquarian era, the realm of truth and authenticity. So you need to do the work to be in your authenticity for this soul to come in. And once you have balanced the energies at home, all of a sudden you are now able to start your family. Most of the blockages to you starting your family is energetic, because you are literally preventing the soul from creating this bond by the energies you are entertaining. Very interesting message for that energy. It's very specific, not for all of you, but some of you, you have very high frequency souls who are aligned to you as part of your soul, as part of your family, but they require you to be in your truth in order for them to come through. They will not come through any other way. They refuse to come in to this reality unless you're in your truth. That's just coming in quite plainly. They refuse to be your children unless you have woken up and started to be in authenticity. They don't want to live a lie. They're not interested in that soul contract. They're just not. They said they would have come in the Piscean realm. This is the Aquarian realm. They're not interested in illusion. So you need to do the work before they are happy to come in. Very interesting energy there. For those of you who have children, who have families already, it's time that this home, this space, this house becomes a home that nurtures your truth, because that's when your true abundance comes in. That's when now your riches come in. The Empress card, finally now in your career, in your work, where you've been trying to align with abundance, that flows in. All of a sudden, the promotion you've been wanting flows in. All of a sudden, the new job opportunity you've been wanting comes in. All of a sudden, the business that you have been starting, that you've been trying to get off the ground, is now successful, is now flying. Spirit is really saying the block to your abundance is you blocking your truth when it comes to your space of living. And it's time that your sanctuary. Your house becomes a home. Your house becomes a sanctuary. It's time for you to stop keeping up with appearances for people who are not at all. Really release that energy. It doesn't serve you. It's time for you to create within love in all spaces, especially in your household. This brings through powerful energies which are aligned to you. 3 major arcana cards in your 5-card read: rebirth, true reflection of your truth, and then your creative power. Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. Just look at how powerful you are when you are in your truth, when you are living the reality within your home space that you know is destined for you. Complete and utter stability. You need to walk your talk in your home within love in order for you to receive all that you wish for within love. Blessed be.